The primaries are over, but general election season just getting started. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance was in Michigan today, and so were the Democratic presidential and vice presidential candidates. 13 on Your Side political reporter Josh Albertus joins us now to show us what happened and how it plays into what we know about where this race stands.
Well, Julia, some recent polls have suggested Harris gaining a larger lead in Michigan, but if there was any doubt whether Michigan will continue to be as in play for this election as we get closer to November, today certainly seeming to challenge that with visits from members of both top tickets. As you mentioned, Republican vice presidential pick and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance spoke on the east side of the state this morning, with the Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris and her VP pick taking the stage in Detroit.
Michigan, this has been a big week.
Key battleground Michigan taking center stage yet again this election season, as the top tickets for both major parties made stops on the east side on Wednesday. In the morning, a visit from Ohio Senator and Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance.
I'd ask you to support the candidate who has shown that he can deliver security in our streets. We just have to give him the opportunity to govern, and that's President Donald J. Trump.
Addressing community members outside a local police station in Shelby Township, Vance focusing his visit on the topic of immigration.
We ought to give him a second term in office, and all of our communities will be safer and better and more prosperous because of it. So thank you all for what you do despite the policies of Kamala Harris. But I promise you, in just 6 months, the cavalry is coming. You're going to have a federal government who makes your life easier, not harder, but only if the American people support us and get us over the finish line this election.
And nearby in Detroit, Michigan also playing host to Vice President and presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris.
Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win.
Alongside her, Harris bringing her newly chosen running mate after breaking the news Tuesday.
And yesterday, I announced my running mate in this campaign, Governor Tim Walz.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, a veteran and former teacher before rising to the rank of congressman and later governor of Minnesota, appealing to what he hoped to paint as shared Midwestern roots.
I was born in a small town of 400 people in Nebraska, and community was the way of life. My mom and dad taught me you show generosity to your neighbors and you work for a common good amongst them.
Walz's entrance into the race posing perhaps the biggest unknown for the Harris campaign that has managed to gain quick steam since President Joe Biden's exit from the race late last month. Multiple recent polls suggesting an overwhelming majority of voters don't know enough about the Minnesota governor to form an opinion. His blank slate persona bursting onto the national ticket is likely to make this a key time for both parties as they battle to mold his public image to voters. Josh Albertus, 13 on Your Side.